to make a Google right now, but I just have to make a Google.
A Google?
I have to Google.
Of what?
Make a Google?
Hey Google, how do you tell if an apple pie is done cooking?
On the website simplyrecipes.com, they say, bake the pie at 375 degrees Fahrenheit until crust begins to lightly brown, about 20 minutes, then reduce heat to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Bake until crust is golden and juices are bubbling, anywhere from an additional 45 minutes to an hour, depending on the type of apples you are using.
Do you like my pie?
This is just gonna be like
Yeah.
Cat's Kitchen.
Cat's Kitchen. Welcome to Cat's Kitchen. I don't know how to cook.
Me being ultimate lazy camera person. Little fancy.
Do you want cheers?
Okay,
I have
oh,
a plan.
Do you want cheers again?
Also. Who calls
We
who?
have a plan.
right?
Can I please scratch your ears? I'm sorry. Don't bite. Would you like to hold her? Yes. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Why do people have pets?
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay,
I have
what do you
pets
want
to
go
fill the
for?
void.
Well, yeah. There she is.
Yeah, I mean, like I have
I wish I had a pet.
Yeah, I mean, like I have
They just smell like
paintings
food.
of my pets just on the
Well,
walls. I have
it's
pictures of
very
them.
softenable.
When you walk into my home, it's the first thing you see are my dogs.
Yeah, it's
Like, that's-
my phone is like just dogs.
Yeah, I have an Instagram dedicated to my dog. Like I just love him with all of my heart.
Yeah, please
And
don't
just-
jump. Please don't jump.
I have animals because I feel like it
Stay off
feels,
the
it feels
booze
like a
now.
void.
Yeah,
in
no, I
some
feel
ways.
that. Yeah, I transferred from computer science to arts, and it's like I'm slow at like making friends or whatever. I'm like, I didn't have many buddies, but I have a dog.
Exactly.
And it's fun.
Yeah, and it's
Little
just
cotton ball.
like I feel like a lot of the time, like I definitely feel like the fulfillment with whenever I go home and like I have my dog, and I love my rats, and
Oh,
I'm
wow.
absolutely infatuated with this tiny hamster.
Yes.
But nothing can really compare to the squeeze that you can like just give a dog.
Yeah.
No.
Because I cannot squeeze her or she will die.
Oh, squeak.
Well, just being realistic. Yeah, and I mean like I had this like carton of crickets that I would shake, and she would like hear it. She'd be asleep. She'd hear it, and she'd like come out, and she'd be like on that log, and she'd put her little hands up, and she'd be like, cricket me. And I was so jazzed because it was like in the spring, and I was straight up not having a good time. And then this guy at the pet store, he was like, I was looking at all the hamsters, and this guy comes up to me who works there. He's like, do you want a hamster? And I was like, yeah. He's like, I'm moving, and my mom says I can only bring one of mine. Do you want it? And I was like, yeah. He's like, come to the PetSmart tomorrow, and I'll hook you up. And yeah, so then I come over, and he hands me this big old bin. He's like, here's this hamster, please cherish her. And I was so freaking zazzed. I was having the greatest time. Like, that hamster and I, we were hanging out every day, having a great time. And then, like, one day I didn't see her in the morning, which was pretty normal. But when I got home from work in the evening, I went to go shake the container, and I didn't hear anything. And then, like, I went to go look, and she had gone. And I think, rest in peace. And, I think a lot of the times, when you get like a pet, there's always there's the knowledge that they're going to die, but it's not always assumed that they're going to go so soon. And I think this summer I've had a lot of instances where I haven't necessarily been ready to, say goodbye to a lot of the things. And so, yeah, because I know last week I lost one of my rats.
Yeah.
And that was an interesting experience. But I think it's still worth it to kind of have something to love and to hold through sickness and in health. I don't know how the rest of it goes.
Till death do you part.
Till death do us part. Exactly. Either I die, they die. You know.
Hmm.
We're
Are you
all
scared
gonna
to
die
die?
eventually.
What?
Are you scared to die?
Wow.
I think so. I think, but also when I was like, I feel like being younger and having like kind of a almost like heroic idealism about how you'd live your life. Like I think a lot of the times I think of drowning. Like if I were to drown, I'm always like, oh, I'd be a lot stronger and I'd be able to do it. But I think, you know, the more tired I get and the kind of as the days wear on, the more I realize that, you know, I'd give up. And I think that that's an interesting way to think about yourself is not, you know, that you're ready to not go, I don't know, to the ends of the earth for yourself.
Are you scared to die?
Me? Oh, probably a little bit. I like to think that I wouldn't be, but then at the same time, probably a little bit because like flying, for instance, like I've had this fear of flying for like a really long time. It's not as bad anymore, but I would always think like, oh, I wouldn't care if it would be like my time to go, whatever. But then when I'm up in the airplanes, it's like I don't want it to crash because I don't want to die in a plane crash, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like you don't think that you are, but that when you're put in that situation that you might be faced with it, then it's kind of like, oh, okay, like maybe not actually, like this is not very desirable at all.
I'm fucking terrified of death. I grew up super religious, and not like in an angry religious kind of way, but like in a, like you've got to make sure you're all set. Because like there's something
You
waiting
could go at any time.
Yeah.
The world could end.
very that, and I have a lot of dreams where I die, and I'm in the zone between like my ghost is like looking at like the scene, and I'm like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, I'm not ready to die. I can't face God. I smoked weed, like I can't, you know, like, and I have a lot of those kind of stress dreams, and I wake up and I'm so thankful to like be alive, but I'm also terrified that there isn't anything, and I'm terrified. I think about the void a lot, and about how like there's nothing after life. So I just want to live forever, because I can't handle it. Maybe I'll cryogenically freeze my body in one day.
Where did I hear this? Neil deGrasse? Why is it so hot here?
Neil deGrasse Tyson said that? Why is it so hot in here? Climate change. Why is it so hot in here?
He says we're scared because we've never died. Like we've never died before. We're just scared of the unknown.
Yeah, I think that is Neil deGrasse.
Yeah. I heard this quote that it was kind of nice. You know, I didn't feel anything before I was born, so I don't fear what will come after me, you know? Like there was nothing before I was here.
Yes, that's what he said.
There's nothing after I go.
Yeah.
You know, same thing. I would just be totally happy to be, you know, happy with not existing and just being here while I'm here, but, you know, religion has really fucked up my brain no matter how much I mean, not to go against religion, I kind of almost feel like I should have religion in my life, but it really puts, like, an intense amount of fear of death in your brain if you're not living the, like, right life, like, whatever that means. And it sucks. It really sucks.
Yes.
Like, I hate always being scared of dying because I might go to hell, or, like... So annoying.
Yeah, I used to have a lot of that sort of, like, feeling, for sure. Like, I definitely, like, struggled with it for a long time, based on, you know, like, a religious upbringing as well. And, I don't know. And then, like, that mixed with, like, depression from an early age, like from the age of 12, probably. It's, like, for me, really, like, I'm not afraid of dying anymore. Like, and I don't know if that's because sometimes I actively want to. But, like, I'm just, like, not very attached to life also. Like, I feel like there's been a lot of good things that have happened in my life. And I can appreciate that. And then if I die now, I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. Because I've actively wanted to die, I've never really planned for the future. And that's just always been my reality. Mm-hmm. So I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything by dying. Mm. And for me, it's not so much about, like, the afterlife in that sort of way, even though I don't really believe in God, but because I struggled with that for so long, like, I have to just sort of say, well, I'll have to deal with that when it comes to time for that. And if I haven't prepared myself adequately, then that's, you know, we'll figure it out at the time. But I'm not really afraid of death. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen to all of us too,
right.
and that's part of it. So, yeah.
Wait. Should we get just really deep into our like?
Carol arms.
No one asked you.
First of all, no one asked you. Second, we could just keep on going, you know?
Drink till it's finished.
Chug.
I can see the light. I think it's in like the second or third row.
Oh,
So
forget.
it's not. Or not. Wait for it to show back up again.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So, shall we stop recording for a while? Or what?
No, I think this is beautiful.
This is Vérité.
Yeah.